What did you see at a case today?
Well, he threw interceptions. He threw the ball to the other team, and that's an issue, right? If you watch this game, the interceptions he threw, the early one to Earl Thomas was just a bad throw. Legitimately, Case Keenum is letting the ball go and going to make the tackle at the same time because he knew it was just that bad of a throw. There were two other interceptions that was Case Keenum trying to do too much. When you have Cortland Sutton now as a rookie from SMU, when you have Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, you let those guys do the work. You have an explosive back in Lindsey out of the backfield. Let those guys do the work. If you're Case Keenum, you stick to the playbook. You play within yourself. You make the throws that you can make and don't try to do too much. When he does those things, like we saw him do in Minnesota last year, he's a very good quarterback. He's a good starting quarterback in the NFL that can help this team win.
Yeah, it's a protect the ball mentality. I mean, if you're looking at Denver, like you said, let your playmakers make plays. By the way, their run game looked like a real run game.
Yeah, Royce
today.
Freeman was very good today.
They're establishing a line of scrimmage. They look much better as a football team. Keenum needs to understand that and address. Listen, play within yourself.
Yes.
Like you said, let your receivers make plays. You saw what Emmanuel Sanders did once you got the ball in the hand. Yeah. You don't got to do too much. And by the way, you can always turn around and hand it to that guy and let him go do his work as well. So from Keenum, you didn't get brought here to all of a sudden unveil this explosive offense. It's play within yourself because that defense across the ball is very, very good. They're going to keep you in a lot of football games. Don't lose it, which he almost did for the Broncos today.
You know, last season, Russell Wilson, not literally running for his life, but
no, that's literal.
That's literal. For his livelihood, at least.
Absolutely.
With the offensive line he had last year, and not pictured in the highlight we just showed you was Von Miller pretty much chasing Russell Wilson all day long. RC.
He busted his head now.
What?
It was a lot of different dances I saw Von Miller do today.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
You know, he changed the dance up every sack and every caused fumble. We saw like 6 of them.
Yeah, had
today.
some crawls.
He had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Yeah. He was after Russell Wilson all day.
Is it more about Von Miller or that still issue with the Seahawks offensive
There's obviously still an issue with the Seahawks offensive line because on Von Miller's 3rd sack, he was running for his life from somebody else who had beaten beaten one of the linemen at the line of scrimmage. Russell Wilson has gotten accustomed to playing this way, but you don't want to live this way. And you saw him today even. There were some times he might have had more time in the pocket, but after getting pressured so much, after feeling the pressure from your backside, you start to move a little early. And you don't want him to be in that position or in that mindset right now. Von Miller, obviously the best and most explosive pass rusher in the league right now. But when he affects the game the way that he affected it today, it shows you that this line has not been shored up. And they're also, from a schematic standpoint, though, Jeff, not working well enough, sliding the line to Von Miller and figuring out how are we going to block him because we don't have the studs.
Yeah, man, you can't listen. Once it goes bad for a tackle, everybody in the building knows it's going bad because you see Von breaking out his dances, right? Crawling around, doing all this. Help him, man. I mean, you as an offensive lineman, you're not going to get better in the game. Like, once that guy's got your number, he's slapping the hands, he's cutting edges, he's doing all the things he was doing. Von Miller was explosive. He was doing all those things. You got to slide, man. You got to help him. You got to roll his way, not away from him. Well, that's when you saw Miller try to bend. I mean, you saw Russell Wilson try to bend back out. You got to help yourself schematically, just like RC said.